There is a moment, and most people who have lived long enough know exactly the moment I mean, when you understand, completely and finally, that a relationship is over. Not damaged, not difficult, over. For some people, it arrives like a storm, loud, visible, impossible to ignore. For me, it arrived on a Sunday afternoon in my son's kitchen, quiet as a door being closed. My daughter-in-law, Sandra, set her coffee cup down on the counter, looked at me across the kitchen island, and said 7 words. 7 words. "I think it's time you headed home." I had been in that house for 4 days, at my son's invitation, helping with my newborn granddaughter, Lily, 6 weeks old, colicky, not sleeping, the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in my life. I looked at Sandra, she looked at me, and something in her face told me those 7 words were not suggestion. I did not argue. I did not raise my voice. I simply picked up my jacket, kissed Lily on the forehead, and left. What Sandra did not know, what she could not have known because my son had never told her, and I had never thought it needed saying, was that the house we were standing in was purchased with money from a trust account that has my name on it. And what I did the following morning would change every single thing my daughter-in-law thought she understood about her situation. My name is Gerald Marsh. I am 62 years old, and this is the story of the week I stopped being quiet. Welcome to Proven Right. Stay with me. The people in these stories had every chance to make a different choice. They just didn't. Subscribe, hit the bell, and don't go anywhere, because what happens next, Sandra never saw coming. Let me tell you about Daniel before I tell you about Sandra, because understanding Daniel is the only way any of this makes sense. Daniel is my only child. His mother, my wife, Carol, passed away when Daniel was 19 years old. Ovarian cancer. 14 months from diagnosis to the end. Daniel and I spent those 14 months together in a way that fathers and sons rarely get to, sitting in waiting rooms, driving to appointments, cooking dinners that neither of us wanted to eat, watching television in the evenings with the volume low so Carol could sleep. We didn't talk about it much. We didn't need to. We just showed up, every day, for each other and for her. When Carol passed, Daniel was in his 2nd year of college. He wanted to come home. I told him to stay. Not because I didn't need him, because Carol would have been furious if he had given up his education, and I was not about to let that happen. He stayed. He graduated. He moved back to Hartford at 23 and took a position with a commercial real estate firm. For 4 years, it was just the two of us. Sunday dinners, baseball games, the particular ease of 2 people who have been through something hard together and come out the other side, still standing. Then he met Sandra. I want to be fair about Sandra. She is organized, intelligent, and driven in ways that impressed me early on. She came from a family with money, not vast money, but comfortable money, and she carried herself with the particular confidence of someone who has never been told no by anyone whose opinion she respected. At first, I took that as strength. I revised that assessment gradually over 3 years, the way you revise things that reveal themselves slowly. When Daniel and Sandra got engaged, they began looking for a house. They had a combined income that was solid but stretched in an expensive market. They found a colonial in West Hartford, 4 bedrooms, good school district, the kind of house you buy when you're planning a family. It was priced at $680,000. Their pre-approval was for $540,000. The gap was $140,000. Daniel called me on a Thursday evening. He didn't ask for money. That's the thing about Daniel. He has never asked me for money once in his adult life. He called to tell me about the house, to tell me it wasn't going to work out, to say it mattered, but that they'd keep looking. The way he said it, trying to keep his voice casual, the way he's been doing since he was 12 and didn't want me to know something was bothering him, I recognized it immediately. I told him I wanted to see the house. We walked through it on a Saturday morning. I saw what he saw. Space for the family he and Sandra were planning. A yard with room for a child to run. A kitchen that Carol would have loved. I called my attorney on Monday. The $140,000 came from a trust account Carol and I had built over 30 years. Not a gift, not exactly. alone, with one condition. No paperwork, just my word and Daniel's. That was my mistake. Not the money, the no paperwork. I trusted my son completely. What I had not fully accounted for was the person he was going to marry.
I want to be precise about Sandra, because this story is not about one dramatic moment. It is about 3 years of small things that I dismissed one after another, because I loved my son, and I wanted to believe I was imagining it. The first Thanksgiving, Sandra told Daniel her family's tradition was to alternate holidays, Thanksgiving with her family, Christmas with me. Reasonable enough, on paper, except that Thanksgiving became the holiday with a house full of Sandra's family, her parents, her sister's husband, 3 children, and Christmas became a 2-hour visit on December 26th, because December 25th had, somehow, become Sandra's family's Christmas as well. I did not say anything. I told myself it was the early years of a marriage. These things shift over time. The second year, Sandra redesigned the guest room where I had been staying when I visited, where Daniel had set up the television I liked, kept the specific coffee I drank, put up the photograph of Carol that he knew I would want to see, was converted into a home office. There was a fold-out couch now. Sandra mentioned it apologetically. Space constraints, she said. I brought my own pillow after that. I did not say anything. Third year. Daniel told me over Sunday dinner that Sandra had suggested they start a college savings account for their future children. Good idea, I said. 2 weeks later, Daniel mentioned, casually, that Sandra had enrolled in a financial planning course. She was taking a hard look at their assets, he said, going through everything carefully. I remember the particular feeling of that sentence settling somewhere in my chest. I noted it. I said nothing. Lily was born on a Wednesday morning in October. 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Daniel called me from the hospital at 6:23 a.m. His voice was the voice of a man who has just seen something that has permanently rearranged him. Dad, she's here. She's perfect. I was in the car 20 minutes later. I held her in the hospital for the first time that afternoon. This small, impossibly new person, squinting at the light, wrapped in a striped hospital blanket. I thought about Carol, about how she would have loved this, how she would have known exactly what to say in this moment, the way she always knew exactly what to say. I did not cry in the hospital. I waited until I was in the car. Then I sat in the parking lot for 4 minutes and let myself. The first month was hard. Lily had colic. She screamed for hours in the evenings. Sandra was exhausted. Daniel was working reduced hours, but still working. I offered to come. Sandra said they were managing. I waited. At 6 weeks, Daniel called. Dad, could you come up for a few days? Sandra could use the help, and honestly, so could I. I packed a bag and drove up the next morning. The first 2 days were fine. I helped with Lily. I cooked dinners so Sandra could sleep. I took the 3 a.m. shift when Lily was inconsolable, so both of them could rest. There is no more specific love than holding your newborn granddaughter at 3 in the morning while she works through whatever discomfort she can't name yet, singing her the same song you sang to her father 32 years ago. Day 3, I sensed something shift. Not dramatically, just a new quality to the silence in the kitchen when Sandra came in and I was already there. The way she rearranged things I had put away. The particular politeness of someone who wants you to know you are a guest in their home. Day 4 was a Sunday. Daniel went to the hardware store. Sandra and I were in the kitchen. She made coffee. She didn't offer me any. I noticed. She stood at the counter for a moment, Then she set her cup down, looked at me, and said it. "I think it's time you headed home." I looked at her. "Daniel asked me to come." "I know, and we appreciate it, but I think we've got it from here." She smiled when she said it. A specific smile. The smile of someone delivering a decision they have already made, in language designed to prevent discussion. I picked up my jacket. I went to the nursery. I held Lily for a few minutes. She was asleep. I kissed her forehead. I carried my bag to my car. I did not say anything to Sandra. I drove home in silence. And I thought about the house, the $140,000, the no paperwork, the trust account with my name on it. And I thought about Carol, about what she would have said. And the answer came to me the way Carol's answers always came to me, quietly, clearly, and without any room for argument. "Gerald, stop being quiet. We're almost there. Before we get to Monday, hit that subscribe button. We put out new stories every week, and they're all worth your time. Turn on the bell. Now, back to Gerald."
I called my attorney on Monday at 8:15 a.m. His name is James Whitfield. He has handled my affairs for 18 years. He is the kind of man who listens completely before he speaks. And when he speaks, every word is load-bearing. "James, I need to talk about the West Hartford property, Daniel's house." "Yes." A brief pause. "The $140,000? "Yes." "Gerald, there was no formal loan documentation." "I know. That complicates things legally." "I understand. What are our options?" James was quiet for a moment. Then, "Tell me everything." I told him everything. The 3 years, the guest room, the holiday schedule. Sunday, 7 words. James listened without interrupting. When I finished, he was quiet for a moment. "Gerald?" "Yes." "The absence of documentation makes the $140,000 legally ambiguous. It could be characterized as a gift. Recovering it directly would be difficult." "I understand. However," I waited, "you have a standing relationship with Daniel. You have a documented history of financial support for the property purchase, and you have the original trust documents showing the source of the funds, which means, James said carefully, that if you choose to formalize the arrangement now, retroactively, with Daniel's agreement, you have a legal basis to do so. A promissory note, signed by Daniel, acknowledging the loan and establishing repayment terms. And if Daniel agrees, then you have a legal instrument. And Sandra would need to be informed because it would affect the asset picture of the property." I sat with that for a moment. "Draft it," I said. "I'll talk to Daniel."
"Gerald, yes, whatever happened Sunday, you're making the right call." I thanked him and hung up. Then I sat in my kitchen for a moment with both hands around my coffee cup and thought about $140,000 that Carol and I had set aside one careful year at a time. And I thought about the word Sandra had used, their assets. I picked up the phone. I called Daniel. Daniel came on Wednesday. I cooked pot roast. It is the meal I make every time life hands my son something hard. He failed his junior year exams, pot roast. His first business fell apart at 29, pot roast. He has never noticed the pattern. I have never told him. Some things you do not explain. You just do them. He walked in, hugged me, looked around. "Something smells incredible. Sit down," I said. We talked about Lily first, the way she had started tracking faces, the sound she made in the mornings that Daniel said was almost a laugh. I let him tell me all of it, every detail. Then I put the papers on the table. He looked at them, then at me. "Dad, I need you to understand something," I said. "This is not about the money." I paused. "The money came from a trust my mother and I built together. It was meant to go towards something that mattered, and it did. Your home, your family, it mattered. I gave it without conditions because I trusted you completely." I still trust you. He looked at the papers. "But Daniel, I need you to see the full picture, not just Sunday." I told him about the 3 years, not with anger in my voice, with facts. The way you hand someone information that deserves to be received clearly. He listened. I watched his face move through several things: discomfort, recognition, the particular stillness of a man who is hearing things he has not let himself hear before. When I finished, he looked at the table for a long time. "I knew some of it," he said finally. "I told myself it wasn't as bad as it looked. I know. She's not trying to hurt you, Dad. I don't think she understands, Daniel." I stopped. "I'm not asking you to choose between us. I am asking you to see clearly and to sign this." He read the promissory note. He read it twice. Then he picked up the pen. He signed it. He set the pen down and looked at his name on the paper for a moment. "I should have done this at the beginning," he said. "Yes," I said, "but you're doing it now." We sat at that table for another 2 hours after that, talking about his mother, about the early years, about what it means to build something that lasts. He hugged me at the door when he left, held on a little longer than usual. "I'm sorry, Dad," he said, "for not seeing it sooner." "You see it now," I said. "That's enough." Sandra found out about the promissory note on a Friday. James's office sent formal notification to both Daniel and Sandra as co-owners of the property. The letter was professional, precise. It said exactly what it needed to say and nothing more. She called Daniel first. He called me that evening. "She's upset," he said. "I know. She wants to talk to you. I'll wait for her to call." She called me on Saturday morning. Her voice was controlled in the particular way of a person who has been rehearsing for a call. She said the note was a surprise. She said she wished I had come to her directly. She said she wanted to understand what had prompted this. I let her finish. Then I said, "Sandra, I came to your home for 4 days because Daniel asked me to. I cooked dinners so you could sleep. I held Lily at 3 in the morning so both of you could rest. On Sunday, you told me it was time to head home." Silence. "I want you to think about those two things at the same time." Another silence. Longer. "The note is not a punishment. It is an accurate record of what happened. That's all." She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, very quietly, "I handled Sunday badly." It was not a full apology, but it was the most honest thing I had heard from her. "Yes," I said, "you did." We hung.
3 weeks later, Daniel called me on a Sunday evening. "Sandra wants to have lunch with you, if you're open to it." "What do you want, Daniel?" A pause. "I want Lily to grow up knowing her grandfather," he said. "Really knowing you, the way I know you." "Then yes," I said. "I'm open to it." Sandra and I had lunch on a Tuesday in November. She was there before me, which I noted. She had ordered coffee. She offered me the menu when I sat down. Small things, but deliberate. We talked for 2 hours. Not comfortably, not entirely, but honestly. She told me she had not realized until the promissory note arrived how long she had been treating me as a peripheral figure in a house that she now understood existed in part because of me. I told her I had not told her clearly enough that I felt it, that the silence I had chosen for 3 years had done neither of us any good. She looked at me for a moment. "Is that why you waited?" she asked. "To make a point?" "No," I said. "I waited because I love my son and I did not want to make his life harder. But at some point, waiting becomes its own kind of dishonesty." She nodded. Not warmly, but genuinely. We finished lunch. She picked up the check before I could. I noticed that too. "I saw Lily last Sunday. She is 3 months old now. She holds your finger when you put it in her hand. She looks up at you with those enormous newborn eyes, like you are the most interesting thing she has ever encountered." I held her for an hour. Sandra brought me coffee while I sat with her. The specific kind, without my asking. I did not make a point of it. I just drank it. There are people who earn their way toward trust, gradually, one small act at a time. And there are people who wait for that process and choose not to see it. I have decided to be the first kind. I have decided to watch and to give what is in front of me the chance to become something real. Carol would have told me to do exactly that. She was always right about these things. Here is what I know about being a quiet man in a loud situation. Silence is not the same as weakness. Patience is not the same as surrender.
And the moment you finally stop accommodating what is wrong, without anger, without noise, with nothing but clarity and the quiet weight of truth, that moment is not the beginning of a battle. It is the end of one. $140,000. 30 years. One careful act at a time. That is what it means to build something that lasts. Carol knew that. I know it. And now, finally, so does Sandra. Thank you for being here. If this story reached somewhere real, leave a comment. We read every single one. Subscribe if you haven't. Like if it meant something. And we will see you in the next one.